Good morning. It's Tuesday, March 23rd, day 2 of online learning. So let's touch base about how things went yesterday and what we need to accomplish for today. So first thing, I wanted to congratulate all of you for being proactive and getting it done. I saw a lot of you were working hard and asking a lot of questions. I still think that some of you could put a little bit more effort into it, but I think there's a learning curve for all of us about how to make this work. So I want to go back to yesterday's assignment, and I want to spend a little bit of time talking about what you saw in the mystery and what's going to go forward. So thinking through what we looked at a life inside a dome. I'm going to turn it around so you guys can see the screen here. I think I am, at least. Okay, so I had to restart, but that's okay. So, Kevin, it's not funny. Looking at what we saw yesterday, this idea was that, how about we start from the beginning, Mrs. Hickey? I kind of really thought it was cool just because given what we're in this feeling of things are not in a good place with our country, it's kind of just timely. I don't think we're anywhere near where we are in this biosphere conversation or having to do something like that, but I think it's worth, it was interesting at least. So let's just kind of take a look. It says, many people have wondered, will humans ever live on other planets besides Earth? Other planets like Mars are very different from Earth. To live somewhere like Mars, we would need a dome, sealed off from the outside world. That way we could breathe oxygen and stay warm. So the idea is that we would have to be able to create our own atmosphere, right? Our own space that would allow us to breathe and survive. Scientists came up with an experiment to see if people could live sealed off from the outside world, just like they would have to do on Mars. Nothing could come in or out of the dome. They built a giant dome in the desert where a group of people would live for 2 years. Here's a real photo of the Biosphere 2 in Arizona. So if you look, I know you can see it better on your screen, but this is a real working facility. So they created a building, and you can see the glass here of the building that they're most likely growing things. So they're living and surviving all in this one compound, and they have to have everything that they need here. They can't get trucks delivering things in. They can't, once they sort of say, okay, go, what's there is there, and they're not going to be able to get more things. You're also not going to export things out, so you're not going to be selling things. You need to be able to survive on your own as a group of people working together. So I don't think we're there in our world now, but it does kind of feel like we're in this sealed off place in our homes and not able to go out and do things. Obviously, we can still go to the grocery store, but what would you put in a dome if you were going to be sealed off from the outside world? If you were sealed off, what problems do you expect you'd need to solve? Yeah, I mean, this is kind of crazy, that this idea of what would you bring? This isn't just like the hypothetical, if you were stranded on a desert, what would you bring? Or stranded on an island, what would you bring with you? Or who would you bring with you? This is more of, how would you make this work? How could you survive and be able to grow the things you need to eat and have oxygen and carbon dioxide exchange with living things? What animals do you need? What plants? It's a lot to think about. And that's really what I was asking you to do yesterday. In today's activity, you are a scientist working for Biosphere 2. There are many problems to survive in the dome. Other scientists are making sure the biosphere has water, heat, and enough oxygen to start out. Your job is to focus on the food. While you can bring some food in the dome at first, you will eventually run out. So you need to figure out what organisms you should bring inside to keep you eating for a few years. So this was the chart. Yesterday a few of you seemed to have a struggle with this. this was pretty easy on Google Classroom. You are able to go ahead and type right into this document. So a lot of you didn't do that. A lot of you didn't actually submit anything here. So I want to, if you didn't get that done, I'll walk you through that in a little bit. I did want you to go back and get that done today. Take a close look at Biosphere 2. What do you notice about the structure? What features of Biosphere 2 will help you grow food? So in the column of C back there, what are you seeing here that you might that might be helpful for you? So what do you know that's going to help us grow food? We already had that conversation about the things that help the tree grow. What do you think is going to be hard about growing food for 2 years? What risks can you identify? Record your answers in the think column. So think about what kind of challenges you're going to come up against. What's going to be difficult for you to sustain a continued growth of food for the course of 2 years? How are you going to make sure that it gets the things that it needs? We talked about the fact that it needs water, it needs air, it needs sunlight, which isn't a source of matter, but it is a source of energy, and and soil. So how are you going to get those 4 things to the things you need to grow? So think through that. And what questions are you still thinking about? That's that whole wonder. This is not a new chart, boys and girls. This is something you have done in the past. But again, it gets us thinking about what's coming. Here you have a biosphere packet. And again, it asks you, think about what you would like to eat if you were inside the dome. Your food will have to come from plants and animals, so create a menu. I saw, a very few people actually fill this out. What would you bring if you were going to eat your food? You can't, it says in there, you can't bring granola bars or mac and cheese. What is it that you're going to bring with you so you can make it? We talked about this with bringing the mangrove trees. They were able to sustain growth for their animals and be able to use the plants for different things, and the animals gave them milk and they could make cheese and they could have the wool. Like you guys were really thinking about that. So think about what is it you're going to be able to make for dinner. Obviously we're not sharing with a partner right now. So look at the ingredients that you had. Where did they come from? Are they growing them? Are they coming from an animal, or do you not know? Just scrolling through here. Your pantry will be stocked as much salt, sugar, pepper, and baking soda as you need. The rest will have to keep alive. So choose up to 20 things. So here it is. Here's your 20 things that you can bring with you. You can't bring you're not bringing a refrigerator. You're not bringing those things. Really think through what can you grow, or what animals can you bring with you that are going to allow you to keep yourself sustained and alive and eating for 2 years. And remember, if you bring apples and you use the seeds, maybe you can replant those seeds. Every vegetable and fruit has the opportunity to grow those seeds again. So what do you want to bring in with you so that you can continue to grow? All right, so here's the biosphere. And it's asking you to draw those things. For those people who did do this, awesome. If you wanted to go on to, there were a lot of people that didn't do this. So I don't want to assign more work for somebody who did actually do the work. But if you have an interest, I will go ahead and set you up on Storyboard that, and you can create a biosphere inside Storyboard and go ahead and submit that to me if you had a hard time with this. Again, thinking through the models, this was harder than I think I realized when I was looking at it. So definitely good feedback yesterday, and just want to make sure that people are doing what they need to do. So, let's just be honest, Bailey Boo Boo would have been a cuter picture there, but that's okay. So looking at those that biosphere. I want to go ahead tomorrow. I will go ahead after I get some of your biosphere choices. I will go ahead and do another video where you are able to look and see what we have, and we'll have some discussions when I log in tomorrow at 8:30. So we're going to move to the next thing. The one thing for today I want you to do is I'm going to play, assign you a video, PBS, and it's really just the inside look at the biosphere that is out in Arizona. So I want you to watch it. It's a 16-minute video. I want you to, for those of you who need to finish yesterday's work, that is what you need to do. But I can say that, my work is expected to be done on a daily basis. So if you're not getting it done, you need to reach out to me, because I'm looking at how many people did not submit real work, and I'm checking it all the time. So I will be evaluating your work and making sure you're giving me your best effort. So today your assignment is to watch this video, obviously, also to watch the video that I'm assigning here, this world's largest earth science experiment, and then you will have a response on Google Classroom for me in regards to the video. So watch the video carefully. I'll be asking you a specific question about it. If you have questions about anything, give me a quick, contact me through email or through Google Classroom. I can certainly reach out. The other part too is, let's just quickly open up the document. So in Google Classroom, I'm gonna move you over here. So you know me, I always have 1,000 tabs open because that's just the way I roll. If you're in this chart, you can go ahead and click on it, and you can type directly into the chart. So you shouldn't have any reason why you aren't able to save this. When I look at my Google Classroom, I can see that you all have been given a document, right? So I've only had 2 people turn it in, and there were 20 assigned. So something's not quite right. You need to make sure that you're doing your work. I am asking you for the Think, Wonder chart, the See, Wonder, Think chart. I'm also asking you for the menu and what you're going to bring. So I will assign, if you prefer to do the storyboard, I'm okay with that rather than trying to build that dome out. But otherwise, I do expect today to have all these things done. All right, guys, that's it for today. More tomorrow. I will be on again at 8:30. If you have anything you need from me, reach out. I'm here, and I will connect with you as quickly as possible. I hope you guys are doing well and you're staying safe.